I like water. And I like water because it's kind of two things. It's strong, like ocean crashing on rocks, strong. And it's also peaceful and gentle, like little streams trickling away. And that's what yoga kind of is for me. Strength mixed with this ease, this gentleness. And so I really hope you enjoy my water-inspired flow. If you've got a pillow or a blanket for a pose at the end, that would be really handy. But otherwise, let's flow. We're going to start in a seat. So find a comfortable seat, maybe propping yourself up on a blanket if you've got one. Sitting up really tall, really sending crown of the head up towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders back. Maybe hands are resting down onto the knees, onto the thighs, and just bring the eyes to close, or just lower the gaze. And take a really deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Take 2 more like this. Using these deep breaths to bring yourself into the present and center yourself. And when you've taken that final deep breath, bring your breath back to one that's more natural. In and out through the nose, a little more of a steadier pace. And I'm going to invite you to take your Ujjayi breath, which is also known as your ocean breath, so you can tell why I'm bringing it in. And it kind of mimics that sound on the inside of a seashell, that kind of ocean-like roar, I guess. So you're going to continue to breathe in and out through your nose, but can you put your tongue onto the roof of your mouth? And so even though that breath is coming in and out through your nose, there's this little noise in the back of your throat that sounds like the inside of that seashell. This breath is also known as a victorious breath, a really strong breath that we match up to our movements. And I want you to keep those vibes of strong ocean waves, that kind of flow and steadiness, that strength as an ocean wave roars away, and that kind of ease, the trickle of water as it kind of goes back in after that wave. So we're going to move with a lot of flow today, a lot of movement with the breath. If you're taking that Ujjayi breath, that ocean breath, take a couple more. And you can continue to take this breath the whole way through the practice. I'll kind of bring reminders in as we journey through. Otherwise, bringing yourself back and maybe fluttering open the eyes. And press down into those thighs. You're going to find a seated cat-cow. Inhaling to roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, maybe lifting your gaze slightly. There's that arch in the spine, and exhale, press down through the knees as you press the spine back. So finding that little curve of the spine. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, find that arch, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, press the back behind you. Find that little curve. Inhale, bring it through, roll shoulders back, lift the chest, move with your breath, taking it slow and flowing. Water kind of never stops, does it? If you're pouring something from a jug, it keeps going. There's always that kind of little trickle. So try and keep your movements the same. This constant movement as you go through. Yeah, just take one more each way here. And then we're going to come forward onto our hands and knees and continue that flow into our cat-cow here on our hands and knees. So can you really try and channel that movement that's so slow that it keeps moving? So I'm inhaling to drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, lift the head, and as soon as I start to exhale, I'm gliding the other way, taking it slow until I reach the end of the exhale, and then I'm dropping the belly, moving through to the next one. So keeping it really constant. Or as constant as you can, yeah. Take a couple more here. And then when you next come through center, keep yourself there and just shuffle the hands slightly in front of you and send the weight forward. So we're finding a half plank position here. You might rise the legs, but you're finding that long spine. Shoulders are over your wrists. And as you exhale, send your elbows back. Release yourself down to the mat. Now we're going to spread our hands slightly off the mat, up onto fingertips, and take 3 wide cobras here. Inhaling to roll yourself up. Exhaling to roll yourself down. Inhaling to roll yourself up. Exhaling to roll yourself down. Feel this wave-like flow. One more. Reaching it up. And exhaling to take it down. And then you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to press up to your knees, tuck your toes, and find a downward facing dog. So pressing your hips high, feet are hip width. Those hands are slightly wider. Just take a gentle shake, a nod of the head. Just easing yourself into this pose that always feels like a lot the first time we do it. Take a deep breath in through the nose, maybe exhaling to lower the heels a little more. And let's continue this flow-like action. So I'm going to give you 2 options here. I'm going to go with the slightly less intense option first. We're going to inhale and come all the way over into that plank shape. And then lower your knees when you get there. As you exhale, send your bum back towards your heels and then press your bum high, coming back to your downward facing dog. So we'll take one more like this before I show you the other option. Inhale, come all the way over into your plank, lower your knees. Exhale, send your bum back to your heels and then ease your bum high. And then a slightly more intense version, you're inhaling to come over into plank. Dropping the knees here if you're not wanting to go there today. Exhale, keep those knees hovering. Send your bum back, keep your knees as close to the floor as you can, and then rise your bum to that downward dog. Yeah, so one more, whatever version you want. Inhaling to peel yourself over. Exhaling to send your bum back towards the heels. Inhaling, rising up to your downward facing dog. And then can you just take a walk up to your hands? All the way down the seabed, maybe feeling your feet kind of sinking into sand or into, you know, like the bed of a river. Just letting your feet settle. And then just dangling your arms from side to side. Kind of thinking like seaweed floating in the water. Or as a little boy I was teaching the other day said, like jellyfish legs. Yeah, just wiggling from side to side, keep a little bend in the knees. And then tuck your chin into your chest and roll all the way up. And we're going to find a little kind of half sun salutation here, a little watery flow. So as you inhale, rise your arms high. And then exhale, send your elbows out, find a cactus shape. Or while we're in underwater mode or sea mode, a trident, like in Little Mermaid. And then send your bum back behind you. As you start to fold this shape down, take the arms out to the side and release it all the way down. Yeah, into that forward fold, you've got it. Inhale, lift your hands to your shins. Find a lift here, feel like it's a little wave lapping the shore. Exhale, take it back down. Forward fold. And then inhale, creep your hands all the way past your shins to your thighs. Find this slightly bigger wave. Yeah, sending the bum back, rolling the shoulders back, feeling that lift in the chest. Exhale, reach it back down. And then this time as we inhale, the arms come wide as we bring it all the way up. Exhaling, bringing those elbows out wide, finding that trident shape. And then sending the bum back, starting to fold the shape down, bringing the arms all the way down to dangle. Inhale, hands come to shins. Find that little lapping wave. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, the hands slide a bit further up the legs, up to the thighs. Exhale it down. And then inhale, bring your arms wide, all the way up. Exhale, send your elbows out to the side, reach the chest. And then send the bum back. We've got one more like this, folding it all the way down. Inhale, hands come to shins. Press the bum back as you lift the chest. Find that straight spine. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, hands slide all the way up to your thighs. Find that lift. Exhale it down. And then inhale, the arms come wide. Bring them all the way up. And this time take them out, send the bum back and just fold it straight back down. Step your right foot back, find a little lift in the chest. And then step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Lovely. Take a deep breath here. Maybe sending it out through the mouth. Inhale, reach your right leg high or step it straight through between your hands, bringing that right foot through between the hands. Lower your back knee. Lovely. Now we're going to ground this left hand to the floor. You could put it up on a block here. So just for reference, if that's useful and helps you get a bit more length through the body. And then we're going to reach this right arm forward. And then can you press the palm to the side? And like we're swimming, like we're doing half of a breaststroke, can you press the water all the way back, maybe following your hand with your gaze? Yeah, and then reach your arm up and over, like you're doing a front crawl now. Bring it back. Yes, send that hand out to the side, press the water out to the side. Really feel like it's taking some effort and some energy. And then front crawl that arm all the way back over. You can tell I'm not a swimmer. Send the palm out to the side. Bring it out. Press stroke. And then send that arm all the way over once more. Front crawl. You've got it. Bring the hand down. Shuffle that block out of the way if you have got it. And we're going to lift that back knee and stand up to a high lunge here. If it feels a bit wobbly, just take the feet a little wider. Bring your arms up. Take a deep breath here. Send that left heel back behind you, sink your hips. And then can you find that trident shape? Open the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg and the arms up, reaching those hands high. Still relax those shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bend that front leg. Find that trident shape. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, find that trident. One more time, inhale, reach the arms high, straighten that front leg. I'm wobbling. Exhale, reach it wide. Yes. And then release the hands to your hips for a moment. Ground that back foot, ready for a warrior two. Maybe shuffling the legs a little wider and reach those arms out to the side. Finding your warrior two here. Lovely. Deep breath. Now straighten that front leg, reach the arms up and send your left toes to face the side. So all 10 toes are facing the side of the mat now. Pull your thighs together, really stretch your body up. And then can you bring the heels in? Toes are facing slightly out. Bend the knees. And we're finding our goddess squat, or for today, our crab. Seeing as the water theme. I feel like these tenuous links I have to explain each time because they're so tenuous that not everyone is getting the drift. So we're going to press your thighs outwards, so away from each other, and then find some little crab claws. Yes, you can find high crab claws, you can find low crab claws, but can you sit down into this squat, into this crab shape? Yeah, take a deep breath. Lovely. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms, turn your toes to face the front of the mat. Send the hands down around this front foot. And we're going to wiggle this right foot over to the left hand side behind the left wrist, right knee behind right wrist as we sit down to our pigeon. Now feel free to prop yourself up with blocks to make yourself feel more secure here, keeping your hips stable and square. And then we're going to bring our hands wide, like we did with that wide cobra. We're going to find kind of a similar flow with our breath. So inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then exhale, fold it down. So bend those elbows out to the side. Fold your body down. Inhaling to really smoothly curve it back up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. One more time, inhaling to rise. And exhale, take it down. Yes, now bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bring yourself back up. We're going to tuck those back toes. And can you step all the way back to your downward facing dog? But get here any way you please. Take a big breath when you get to your downward facing dog. Maybe one of those ujjayi breath, ocean breath. Tip of tongue to the roof of the mouth as you breathe in and out through your nose. And then you remember that little flow we did here earlier where there were the two options. We're going to do that again. So I'm going to do the kind of less intense option first. Feel free to go to the more intense one. Inhale, shift over to your plank. Lower your knees or keep them up. Exhale, send your bum back towards your heels. Maybe those knees are rising off the floor. And then press yourself all the way up, downward facing dog. You're going to do two more like this, so whatever version you want to do. Inhale, bring it forward into that plank, lower your knees. Send your bum back towards your heels. And then press up to your downward facing dog. And let's do one more time. Gliding over to your plank, maybe you keep the knees lifted this time. Bend the knees, send the bum back to the heels, knees as close to the floor as they can be. And then press your hips high, downward facing dog. Lovely. Now this time lift the left leg or step it straight through, your choice. Bringing the foot between the hands, lowering that right knee. And if you used it on the other side, your block might come in handy. Underneath that right hand, you're going to reach that left arm forward, turn the palm to the side, and remember that half breaststroke. It's definitely not a breaststroke. Press the water round and back, maybe following your hand with your gaze, and then forward. What's it called? Front crawl. Front crawl. Reach that hand all the way over. Turn the palm to the side, press that water all the way back, and then bring it up and over. One more time, turn the palm to the side, press it back, and then reach that arm all the way over. Yes, bring your hands around this front foot, shuffle that block out of the way, lift your back knee as we rise up to that high lunge. Now remember any adjustments you need. So bringing your feet a little wider, rise the arms up, find that shape. Bending that front knee over the ankle. Yeah, lovely. Now bring those elbows wide, find that trident. Lift the chest, roll the shoulder blades towards each other. And then inhale, straighten that front leg, reach the arms up. Yes, exhale, send the elbows wide, bend that front leg. Inhale, rise, straighten the front leg. Exhale, elbows out, bend into the front leg. Inhale, rise. Lovely. And then this time, exhale it back out. Find that cactus and then bring your hands to hips. Ground that back foot. And then spread your arms wide. Warrior two. Gaze over that third finger. Really sit into this as much as you can. You could shift the legs wider here. Deep breath. Now bring the arms up, straighten that front leg, and then turn toes to face the side. Yes, all 10 toes facing the long edge. You've got it. Bring the heels in, toes slightly out, and sit into that goddess squat or that crab. You've got a great view here. Great view. Send those thighs out to the side. Little claws. Doop, 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 each way. Really sink. Feel this in your legs. You can do some stuff with your hands to make you feel more crab-like. the most genuine crab you've ever seen. But keep this in your legs. You've got it. Take one more breath. Can you sink a little more? And then straighten those legs, rise the arms up, turn your toes to face the front of the mat. Send your hands down around that foot and then edge your left foot behind your right wrist, finding your pigeon on the other side. Sending that right leg long. You can always keep that toe tucked to kind of edge the leg back a little and then untuck it. And again, roll the shoulders back. Feel that you're squared here. So you're almost peeling that left hip back slightly to square your hips to the front of the mat. Up onto fingertips. And then exhale, we're gonna fold it down. Inhale, let's rise. How slow can you go? Exhale down. Feels like a kind of underwater sea creature, like peering out from the bottom of the ocean. Oh, yeah, maybe some food. No, I'm gonna go back down. Yes, one more. Wherever you are. And then plant those hands, tuck your back toes. Can you step all the way back to downward facing dog? And this time, can you walk your feet up to your hands? So take it slow, like you're walking along the bottom of that seabed, pressing every part of your foot into the ground so it's sinking down. And then end with feet underneath hips. As you inhale, tuck your chin to your chest, roll yourself up, and let's do one more of those little wave flows. So inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, find that trident shape. Press your bum back, fold yourself down. Inhale, hands come to shins, find a half lift. Exhale, release it down. Slightly bigger wave as your hands creep up to your thighs. Exhale it down and then sweep those arms wide, send it up. And this time, keep them up. Let's not go back down. Can you wiggle your feet in together? Keep your arms up. Can you come up to your tiptoes? Yeah, so feel the balance here. And then can you bring your hands to heart center, pressing palms together, and then start to bend the knees to crouch all the way down. Yes, balancing on those heels, really sitting up tall. Now, there's one pose where it's very obviously water. It's a couple, but this is a good one. So we're gonna roll onto our bum to find a boat pose. Yes, maybe as gracefully as me, maybe more gracefully. Now, to end our water adventure, we need to get somewhere in our boat. So I know this is a lot. You can be at any level of this. You can hold onto your thighs and stay here. I'm about to add some movement, but you could keep it here. You could lengthen your legs out, lengthen your arms up. I ain't gonna do that. I'm shaking already. Can you find your oars? So bring your hands together and maybe you take your hands over to the left. Journey through the water. Yes, bring them back to center and over to the right. Keep those legs up. Keep rising that chest into center, over to the left. Back to center, over to the right. We've got one more each side, bring it to center, over to the left, really press that water back with your imaginary oar, bring it back, over to the right, whoa, back to center, arms out in front, can you slowly, oh I know, bring yourself all the way, down to the mat. Send your arms out long, stretch yourself off here. Oh, take a big old breath. And just bring your feet to your mat, as wide as your mat, and send your knees from side to side. Yeah. Just easing it out as slowly as you would like, maybe bringing it with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling to each side. And then for our final pose, I want to do a waterfall because of the obvious connotations, but as well because it's just such a lovely way of being in a bit of an inversion, having your legs over your head. It feels energizing but also calming. It's a lovely thing to do before you go to bed. It's a lovely thing to do in the morning. It's just a generally lovely thing to do. If you've got a blanket or a block, you're going to place it underneath your sacrum. So kind of anything comfy, it could be like a pillow, and you're just going to place, so just above my bum, that big flat bone. And I'm just going to lift my legs up towards the sky. Try and make sure that it's like really propping up your sacrum there. So it's just underneath that flat bone, just giving you that little lift to your hips. Lovely. You could press your legs against a wall, but I know not all of us will have walls available or walls that are steady enough to support us. But if you would like to send your legs up the wall, then go ahead. Snuggle your shoulders underneath you. You don't have to have your legs maxed out and active. Release them wherever they are. And maybe you close the eyes and start to deepen the breath. And as you kind of lie here in this waterfall shape, I want you to picture some sort of water that feels calm to you. So whether it is a waterfall somewhere out in a jungle with like the power of the water but the soft, gentle little pool underneath, whether it's the sea, either being right by the waves or in a little cave with a rock pool, a little stream. I live near a river, and so most of my dog walks happen near the river in the morning. And when it's still and there's not many people around, the sound of the water is incredibly relaxing. You might be getting kind of slight pins and needles in your feet. Just keep it here as everything flows a slightly different direction. And then you could stay here for a bit longer. You could lower your feet gently and lay yourself out in your Shavasana. But this is where I'm going to leave you on our water adventure. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon.